Emerson Fittipaldi elected not to. Only one final lap under green. Emo's win is helped by Tom Sneva, who thinks he's racing for position but is actually a lap down. Tom blocks Unser's pursuit of Fittipaldi, and Emo has his first IndyCar victory. The kart point stand.
And so sometimes you just press on thinking it's okay, and it isn't.
This could be a great day for Chevrolet. If Emo finishes, it's going to kind of make up for some of the problems they've had all year.
One lap to go, Al.
It is. The white flag has been waved for Emerson Fittipaldi. Now it's really nervous. He only has to go 2.48 miles, now less than that. Does he have the fuel? We've seen races before end on the last lap when the cars have run out.
They certainly have. Emo's got both fingers, both legs crossed, if he can possibly squeeze them closer together, I promise you.
Remember, we're not talking about a car of great mileage. We're talking about an engine that gets 1.7 miles to the gallon. So right now, with about 1.7 miles left or less, Fittipaldi would hope to have at least a gallon of fuel in his tank. Rahal, 12.87 seconds behind as the 79th lap ended. Fittipaldi going through the last few turns. Still seems to be moving along just fine.
This is going to be an immensely popular victory. He's almost within coasting range now. This team has worked very hard, been dogged by a lot of bad luck this year. This is going to resurrect them very, very quickly and make them a factor from here on out.
Here comes Emerson Fittipaldi winning the Cleveland Grand Prix. His first victory this year on a track that has frequently awarded victory to players who have not won before or have not won frequently. Second place coming across the line.
Still to be done, and that is Danny Sullivan must surely be pleasing Roger Penske's team.
Danny Sullivan riding in second place as Emerson Fittipaldi sees the white flag. So does Danny Sullivan. One lap left to go. Sullivan closing down, came across the line just 3.2 seconds behind Emerson Fittipaldi. Now that long straightaway with a mild bend in it as Fittipaldi has some slower cars just in front of him, weaves the car back and forth. Fuel probably still a concern on board here. He comes to the inside as the three stack up in front of him, and Emerson Fittipaldi knows this is costing time. Sullivan is on the charge. There is Sullivan right behind Fittipaldi now. Now, can Fittipaldi work his way through this? Look at Sullivan coming in here. Sullivan coming right up behind Emerson Fittipaldi.
Well, Fittipaldi could not pass because there was a yellow out. It looks like Tom Sneva's car was being pulled off the racetrack, and for that matter, that then gave the opportunity of Danny Sullivan to come right up into him, and look where he is right now. Now, it's a question of who can do what.
So Danny Sullivan tries. Emerson Fittipaldi comes to the inside. They hit. Sullivan spins. Will Fittipaldi stop on the course? Fittipaldi keeps going. Sullivan keeps going. Both cars touch the yellow flag out. Emerson Fittipaldi screams for the start-finish line, and Emerson Fittipaldi has won here. But in the last corner of the last lap, as Danny Sullivan tried to the inside, he tapped. Look at the Penske team. There is the sign of victory as they celebrate in the Patrick pits. Danny Sullivan tried with everything he had. The result was contact with Fittipaldi.
And let Al get by and just kind of coast to the finish with these few laps left.
Emerson Fittipaldi from Brazil calls Miami his home. We talked about his boat business. He has a booming automotive business as well, manufacturing accessories. And Al Unser Jr. really chomping at the bit, as they say, trying to get around Mario Andretti. And, you know, shades of Meadowlands as well. Now, that was a battle for the lead, but I'm sure that Emerson has got to be thinking about that as well and saying, maybe I ought to let him go by, especially as they begin to round out of the keyhole and go to race 7. But there, now we see the reason why Unser Jr. is trying to get around Emerson Fittipaldi. It's because of this man, Danny Sullivan. Where did he come from?
Well, he didn't fall out of an airplane and just land there. I can assure you he has moved and used the muscle of that Chevrolet and pulled into position.
And listen to this. That last lap, Danny Sullivan turned a 109-mile-per-hour lap. By 2 miles per hour, the fastest lap of the race.
How about that? Well, he's on the move, and of course he wants to get up there and challenge for this position with Al Unser Jr. Emerson's just sitting there waiting for the checkered flag virtually, and hopefully he'll be able to stay out of trouble, not have any problems, and we'll see what happens here in a few minutes.
So Danny Sullivan all over the back deck lid of the Valvoline car from the Rick Dallas stable, being piloted by Al Unser Jr. In the meantime, Emerson Fittipaldi not being challenged for position, but being challenged by fuel consumption, continues out of turn number 15 and takes the checkered flag. He is the winner of the race today. Sullivan will have to settle for fifth position. Unser Jr. fourth. Rick Mears hangs on for third. And Mario Andretti.
The car is on the racetrack, out of fuel. They're not sure if they got all the fuel out of the tank, but certainly not enough to go the distance.
White flag is out for Emerson Fittipaldi. Okay, it's opinion time, Johnny. Is this fair that they don't give these cars enough fuel, all they need to complete a race?
Well,
You want a celebration shot? What?
that's very hard at this point to, it's very hard to tell, because my feeling about the thing is we have rules to run by, and it's the same for everybody.
Right. Yeah.
But then again, you get situations like this to where because they don't have enough fuel to finish the race on, so on and so forth. So it becomes a real argument, a real battle as to which way it should be done. Probably we should have enough fuel to run the race.
Emerson Fittipaldi goes through corner number 5 for the last time, but in his rearview mirror, he sees Bobby Rahal, who is only just about 2.5 or 3 seconds behind. The last lap, this is going to determine who's going to win this race. That's how close Bobby Rahal is. And among the 3 that we talked about at the opening of the show, namely Danny Sullivan, Al Unser Jr., and Bobby Rahal, those that are really battling for the CART points lead, Bobby Rahal is showing the best at this moment. Here comes Emerson Fittipaldi down the area of the racetrack called Thunder Valley, and he is looking for the checkered flag, but does he have enough fuel to go the entire distance? Here he comes down through the kink.
Well, if he stumbles at all here, Rahal's got him, and this is the part of the course where he's hard right, hard left, and it'll show up. It doesn't appear that he has a problem. His car is still accelerating off of those turns. When he goes, we'll see this on this left-hander here. Rahal is closing in. I don't think there's going to be quite enough time.
Well, let's see. Here comes Fittipaldi off of the 14th corner. There's Bobby Rahal right behind him. Emerson Fittipaldi climbs the hill looking for the checkered flag that lies just ahead. And there is the flag, and Fittipaldi wins the Briggs & Stratton 200 and records his second consecutive IndyCar victory, with Bobby Rahal finishing less than a second behind. Unofficially.
Says no. 5 laps to go. The backstretch. Another try. Can Al Unser Jr. get it done this time? It's a drag race going into 3, and Little Al has the lead. Al Unser Jr. picks up the lead. The question now is fuel.
Get the yellow. Help Little Al enough. Fuel.
Little Al wandered back and forth on the main stretch. Was he trying to pick up a little more fuel? That tank is right down to the bottom now with 4 laps to go.
He's trying to break the slipstream that Emer's trying to use to keep up, Paul.
A.J. Foyt won his first race here. It was A.J.'s first win on pavement. Will Al Unser Jr. score his first oval win here today? traffic moves to the right. Can Fittipaldi get past? Little Al brings it down low. They touch. Little Al into the wall. Fittipaldi continues on. Little Al slams the wall as Emerson Fittipaldi screams toward the white flag. The yellow flag comes out. Al Unser Jr. taps with Emerson Fittipaldi. They are on the main stretch now, but is Fittipaldi's car fit? Fittipaldi tried it inside the third turn. The white flag is out. 199 laps are complete. The yellow flag flies. Teresa kisses Pat Patrick. Can you imagine the despair that Shelley and Al Unser feel now? Because for the second year in a row, he's okay. Little Al climbs out of his car, walks away from the safety crews. For the second year in a row, the Indianapolis 500 will finish under the yellow flag, but this time it will be a new name. It will be that of two-time world driving champion Emerson Fittipaldi. Former world driving champions winning here. Jimmy Clark, Graham Hill, Mario Andretti, and now the name Fittipaldi will go into the books. What promised to be a close finish ended with a lap and a half to go. Al Unser Jr. stands by the edge of the race course.
What will be his reaction as Emerson comes by? Was he angry? Did he gesture? He went out to signal him.
Little Al stepped out toward the edge of the track. Now the pace car will lead Emerson Fittipaldi, just like it did last year for Rick Mears, toward the checkered flag. The 73rd Indianapolis 500 is rolling to an end, and Emerson Fittipaldi, under the yellow flag, has captured his first 500-mile race victory at Indianapolis. Emerson Fittipaldi wins the great race. And boy, are they happy. No surprise whatsoever.
Be pretty amazing, actually. It's a great statistic. And we can already see the Brazilian flag over the way. The guy going absolutely burlesque with his
white flag, 1 to go. White flag and 1 to go. 8 career victories for Emerson Fittipaldi, tied with Eddie Sachs and Rex Mays and Louis Myers. The Pat Patrick's 31st Indianapolis car win. Of course, that's co-owned now by Chip Ganassi. And Pat Patrick, I think the name is synonymous with this form of racing. Americans who follow the sport. He's a great patron of the game.
You wonder at this point what Roger Penske is thinking. Should I have really sold that PC-18 to Patrick?
Well, I can't understand why his own PC-18 in the hands of Rick Mears is not going just a bit better, really.
Penske cars, 3 of them for Al Unser in the 500-mile races, for Rick Mears, for Danny Sullivan this year, and 1 of those brand new Penske cars made in England went to another team, went to Emerson Fittipaldi. 1 Indy, and now about to win Detroit. And here is car number 3. What a grand day for Scott Pruitt, a young man with such a brilliant future. Here's Rick Mears closing in on him now in the final moments, and we understand they're in the same lap and running very slowly. Going down into that corner was car number 3.
I bet he's out of fuel. He's experiencing some fuel starvation problems, and the car quit on him.
No pickup. Scott Pruitt falling back in the waning moments of the event after a great day. He drove it well. He didn't get over ambitious with the steering, with the pedal in the early part of the going. Made it look really good, but it's now falling away from him a bit. That's what it seems to be. We had Mears. I'll take that back. We're now being told that Mears is a lap down, that Rick Mears is making up a lap. Mears in the number 4 Penske car was making up a lap, not going.
There it is.
Checkers coming out, and the winner will be Emerson Fittipaldi. Emerson comes home first. Now trying to hold on for second, and the car is surging here some, is Scott Pruitt. What a wonderful response to a great performer, and truly one of the great champions of the tournament.
Everyone seems to think so, but we won't know until he takes that checkered flag, and that could be agonizing for the next 2 laps for him.
Fittipaldi now may have actually too much information from that lovely onboard computer system as the white flag comes out to Fittipaldi, indicating 1 lap to go. He may be able to tell exactly how much he has left, and it just may not be enough. Fittipaldi on the white flag lap, working his way around.
That would certainly be exasperating to have led most of the laps today. And now he can afford to pick his way around. He's got a comfortable lead coming through turn 3 there, where he knows that there's been a lot of spins, a lot of problems. Into turn 4, heading out onto the backside.
Let's go to the pits. Jackaroo.
Well, let's check a quick look with Pat Patrick. Patrick, you're almost down to it now, Mr. Patrick. Can you make it?
Yeah, I think we can. We're on a white flag lap. We feel pretty good right now.
Well, they're still crossing their fingers down here, but they're waiting for Emerson Fittipaldi to come across the stripe for the final time.
Well, Jackaroo, he's tiptoeing his way around the course now, still keeping the speed up, but certainly not with the verve or the power that we saw earlier as he makes that turn onto the pit straight. The 20 car, the Marlboro machine of Emerson Fittipaldi. The checkered flag, and Fittipaldi has won it. He nursed that car through Luke Grovelly.
Set a track record, because track records and things like that are something that just happened. Still winning the race.
Fittipaldi, the 20 car, the Marlboro machine, and takes the white flag from Nick Finoro. One more lap to go, just under 2.5 miles on the Burke Lakefront Airport. 20 seconds behind is Mario Andretti. The question, of course, continues to be whether or not that car has been prepared for the entire distance. Can it make yet one more lap? It is surely taking a terrible beating running on this particular circuit because it has been rough all day. The tires have been gnawing the ground that is grooved for airplanes to land on, an airport runway, grooved for training. There is Andretti as he tries to close down, now 19 seconds behind Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi moving now alongside the Lakeside Straight out to the east end here at the track, making a final set of 4 turns in the rectangle that is the east end portion of the course. Right behind him is Scott Pruitt. Pruitt is currently running in 6th place, a lap off of the pace, and it looks like Pruitt will follow Fittipaldi toward the checkered flag. But Don Henderson, the rest of the people down in the Andretti pit are just praying that Mario can hold on. Maybe some piece of good fortune will happen here right at the last.
There you can see Emerson looking from right to left, checking his mirrors.
The last 2 sets of turns, Emerson Fittipaldi out onto the pit straight, the twin checkered flags, and Emerson Fittipaldi. 3 in a row for Fittipaldi. He continues his lead in the PPG points, scoring the win for the Patrick. Way around this circuit as the white flag due to come out for Emerson Fittipaldi, the leader of this run here. Fittipaldi works his way around now, clear sailing line just ahead. Rick Mears runs in 2nd. Danny Sullivan is in 3rd, 3 seconds back from Rick. The white flag to Fittipaldi. Mears now sees it. The battle is for 2nd. We're on the final lap. The Marlboro car. Emerson Fittipaldi about to put another win into the record books and pick up the 20 points so desperately needed to move ahead on the championship.
This basically guarantees in the championship, Paul, unless Rick wins pole and leads every lap at Laguna Seca and wins the race.
Emerson Fittipaldi takes the checkered flag. Rick Mears comes across the line in 2nd place. In 3rd is Dan. Tries the high, tries to keep the momentum going. He's tucked under the wing of Fittipaldi. Look at Fittipaldi right there.
He moves down to protect the inside line, but Mears is all over him like a hot rash.
Fittipaldi with the white flag out. 1 lap to go for both. Tries to hold off Mears. The mobile come in turn 2. They come off that corner. They head for the backstretch. Mears comes plenty wide off the corner, trying to keep the momentum moving, but it stretches out a bit as Fittipaldi pulls away. Now coming toward the checkered flag, it's Fittipaldi in front. Mears still trying to catch him, still moves high. He doesn't give up to the finish, but it's over. Fittipaldi has won by 34 hundredths of a second over Rick Mears. Fittipaldi finally scores a victory in 1990 at the very track that gave him his championship.
Talk about having to earn your victory the hard way in the last.
That turn just before you come to the tunnel is a first gear turn. You want to run it that way. Some take it in 2nd. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. If Bobby Ray Hall has anything else to deliver, now is the time to send it special delivery. Here he is in turns 1 and 2, and he's closer this time. He's moved in just that much more, but on this straightaway, look at Fittipaldi leap away.
Up to turn 3.
And out of the turn where they've had trouble before, had that big hesitation in the race, St. Antoine and Woodbridge. Now up onto the Chrysler Freeway, down to Congress for the final time. Emerson Fittipaldi still in front and draws away. Coming up to that hard 90-degree left-hand turn onto Beaubien. Headed for Larned. Fittipaldi trying to win it again. This track sure likes Brazilian drivers.
Well, it would seem.
But remember, he's had trouble just at that tunnel entrance twice, David. Ray Hall.
He's only going to do it one more time. Down to Cobo Hall, which is the slowest corner here. If he's going to have a braking problem, it could occur there, but he seemed to traverse that. Oh, Jeff Andretti in front in the 86 car. Yellow flag is out.
Final time through.
Ooh, he's going to have to pass Andretti in the tunnel.
Or maybe just on the other side by the pump house. Here they come out. It's clear. It's a run to the finish now. Closing in. Rahal, look how he cuts it down into that final straightaway now. From Sao Paulo, Brazil, and Miami, Florida. Fighting to the finish. Checkered flag about to be unfurled. And at the line, 44-year-old Emerson Fittipaldi has just won his 13th kart PPG race. One more, and that would tie his mark with his Formula One victories. A great victory for Emerson Fittipaldi here today in the Detroit Grand Prix.
And sits in fourth place. The two Penske cars. These two brand new Chevrolet engines. The Chevy Indy V8B engine, as they take a look at Nick Fenoro's white flag, indicating one more lap around this 2.79-mile circuit at Surfers Paradise. We suggested at the beginning of the show that these first races of the year are most unusual, and this certainly proves it.
It's going to quiet the critics on reliability for the new Chevrolet engine. Obviously, they've done their homework. The Penske car, a brand new engine car combination, and here their last lap, they're running 1-2.
It does not appear that Mears can challenge his teammate at all, and so he very wisely begins to drop back as Emerson Fittipaldi out in front. Mears in second. Rahal now closing just a little bit on Mears, but not close enough to cause any damage on this last lap. There's the interval back to Rahal. You just got a glimpse of it. Fittipaldi gestured around by Ross Bentley, who points Fittipaldi to the inside. On this, the final lap of the race.
Boy, those are little kind of help you really need in traffic late in the race for a guy to see you coming and give you enough room to get by without causing any trouble.
Ross Bentley out of Vancouver, Canada, certainly saw the leader coming and waved him to the inside of the course. So number 5, Emerson Fittipaldi, completing now his final lap. Only hoping that that new engine and these rain tires hold up through the end of this race. Look at Fittipaldi. He's been sitting back in the order through most of the day. And here, after a rain shower in the closing laps, Fittipaldi is able to surge forward, pick up the lead of the race, and drives on to the first win of the 1992 season. The final turn complete, and Emerson Fittipaldi now sees the twin checkered flags, and Emerson Fittipaldi has won. As Rick Mears screams across the line in second place.
Thank you, Paul. One Penske driver out, another one looking for a checkered flag, Paul Page.
Well, Emerson Fittipaldi just saw the white flag indicating one more lap to go. The battle continues for second place. Al Unser Jr. still trying to handle up Scott Goodyear as Fittipaldi is on his last lap. So is this battle for second place now. There's Fittipaldi over on the Lakeshore Straight. He is unchallenged with a full 16-second lead over the second place battle. But look at this now. Al Unser Jr. is around Scott Goodyear and in direct competition with Michael Andretti. Michael Andretti's superior acceleration here on the backside, but Al Unser Jr. has been able to catch up on the back half of the race course. Michael Andretti in second now, makes that turn in through the first set of chicanes here. Now a short straightaway. A left-hander lies just ahead for Michael. Al Unser Jr. trying to close, but is not in contest at this moment. Now they sweep through the east loop. 3 right-hand turns in a row. Again, Al Unser Jr. is not a factor at this point. Here comes Fittipaldi heading for the final 2 turns. He's through that final corner. And Emerson Fittipaldi looks at the checkered flag, picks up the win, his second of this season. Emerson Fittipaldi is the winner of the race here at Cleveland, the Budweiser Cleveland Grand Prix. And we look now for Michael Andretti as he comes off the final corner, and Al Unser Jr. slows down, and Michael Andretti Fittipaldi takes second. Allens Jr. comes home.
Michael never decides he can't challenge anybody. It is absolutely flat out all the time. If he's losing time, it's because the car is not allowing him to make that big attack, because he loves to attack from front or back.
This is what happened to Christian Danner just about a lap ago. Just flat lost it coming off the corner.
Yeah, it looks to me as if the engine blew up. Yes, I think, yeah, there's all the fluid. Engine blew, got on the rear tires, did a great job of saving it, but didn't actually manage to get it quite off the line. But there's a lot of fluid on that acceleration line out of that turn 5.
And a lot of fluid line just ahead for these drivers. The white flag has just come out. Emerson Fittipaldi is heading down towards station 5 now. There he is, the leader of the race. Remember, there is some oil on the track line just ahead, so this could be a very precarious corner for all of them. The corner workers waving them over off the line. Fittipaldi acknowledges it. Christian Danner's car right on the edge of the track. I wouldn't want to be sitting in that race car at this moment. I'd like to be here. Emerson Fittipaldi leading this race on the final lap. Just over 3 miles to go.
Dangerous, difficult situation at station 5, but you can't do anything about it because this is absolutely a shootout. These 3 drivers still have a chance. Remember, a mistake can so easily happen, even on the last lap.
Allens Jr. and Bobby Rahal both very definitely seen an opportunity as they tried to close up during hurried downs. Now they're off of hurried downs through the carousel, heading for the kink. First, second, and third all running right together here at Road America in what has been a terrific race thus far, and looks like it's going to be a whale of a finish. Now they have an opportunity to pass once again if they can only close in.
And look at Rahal, has a little look down the inside, but he's too far behind Al Jr. But look, he made him at least 2 or 3 car lengths under braking. He only has one more opportunity, but Fittipaldi looks safe.
The opportunity for Rahal will be corner 14, the last corner on the circuit. Already Fittipaldi makes that turn in and out. Rahal comes in behind Allens Jr. They will drag up the hill right behind the leader of the race, Emerson Fittipaldi. And he's done it. Emerson Fittipaldi takes the checkered flag. Allens Jr. second. Bobby Rahal third. 2 in a row for Fittipaldi. 2 in a row for Penske Racing. A very difficult day as Emerson Fittipaldi takes his 16th career victory. Just completed the annual Colorado 500, a motorcycle ride that Wally Dallenbach, the series chief steward, has out in Colorado. Beautiful ride up through Engineer Pass and everything. A couple of the crews, though, Ed Nathman most notably at the Newman Haas team, is limping a little bit after that one. Got off the bike once or twice. The white flag comes out to Emerson Fittipaldi, whose lead has been nibbled away, probably more because he's relaxing just a bit. He came across the line 11 seconds ahead of Paul Tracy in second place. Allens Jr. is trying to close on Tracy, but it seems like it is to no avail at this point. Fittipaldi going for his 2nd win this season on a natural terrain course, the first coming at Road America.
If Allens Jr. stays in the position he's in, and if he takes the championship lead, remember, they have the development of
Scott Pruitt. Looks like a motor let go on Scott. As he's by the edge of the course, they'll bring out a local yellow. It won't affect the run of the race.
But I wanted to say, Gallas are bringing out the development of the chassis. Oh, Emerson slows way down, can't see through the smoke. I'll finally get it said. Al Jr. has a new car coming to Nazareth, which might make him even faster.
Taking it so very careful. He saw that smoke, couldn't see clearly around the corner, and decided just to tiptoe through. Now with a burst of power, Emerson Fittipaldi takes his 17th career win, his 72nd win for the Roger Penske team. And behind him it will be Paul Tracy coming to the line in checkered flag, and its $1 million purse just ahead. He ran the last lap at 214 miles an hour, the fastest lap thus far in the Indy 500.
When he comes by here, he sounds like he's wide open. I can't hear him lift at all. Here he comes into turn 2 again, right down to the white line, out next to the wall, very conservative, but moving on.
The first 5 drivers in the race right now born outside of the United States. This is an international event.
Emerson Fittipaldi continues to pull away from Ari Luyendyk. As we watch now for the white flag that will indicate Fittipaldi has just 2.5 miles to go for his 2nd win at the Indianapolis 500. And there it is. Another Penske car heading into the record book. 2.5 miles to go. Fittipaldi works through the short chute, now into the second turn. One more full straightaway to run. 2 corners, the short chute, and then half a stretch, and Fittipaldi will be home. Lyondike tried to close, couldn't do it, dropped even further back. In fact, it may become a battle for second between Mansell and Lyondike. Here comes Fittipaldi, Emerson Fittipaldi. The final turn for home, the checkered flag, and Emerson Fittipaldi has won his second Indianapolis 500. Fittipaldi led only the last 16 laps of the race to score Roger Penske's 9th Indianapolis 500.
Behind Mansell.
Mansell would have to close on Boiselle and get around in order to battle with Fittipaldi, but here is where the trouble could come from. Here comes the white flag. 1 more lap to go. The distance is still 8 seconds.
Boiselle stays behind. He doesn't need to pass Emerson. He doesn't need to do that extra 2 miles just in case anything happens. Robbie Gordon now is up behind Boiselle. That is not a fight. Oh, that is a fight for position.
Absolutely it is.
It is a fight for position.
So Gordon and Boiselle will battle.
That's the reason why Boiselle would need to get by Emerson.
Exactly, and they are fighting for 7th place.
Robbie Gordon always seems to get into these fights at the end of races for position, and he is spectacular. But Robbie Gordon, one of the stars of the future, he only has this straight and the last section of curves to try and take that position from Boiselle.
So Emerson Fittipaldi runs now for the checkered flag. He is unchallenged. The battle for 7th place goes on behind him at the same time. Paul Tracy is trying to close on Nigel Mansell. The final sweeping carousel turn for Emerson Fittipaldi as he comes down the straightaway. Watch Robbie Gordon as he tries. Boiselle behind him. He can't get it done. It is Nigel Mansell that streams across the line now in 2nd place, and Paul Tracy will settle for 3rd. So the race has been run. Al Unser Jr.
Maybe that momentum is about to transfer back to Emerson Fittipaldi.
87 laps are now complete for Emerson Fittipaldi as he comes onto the pit straight unchallenged. There comes the white flag as he starts the 89th and final lap. As Teresa Fittipaldi cheers him on, he's not in contest at all, so feel a little safe in showing you that at this point. Robbie Gordon comes across the line 17 seconds behind Fittipaldi in 2nd place on this, the final lap.
Constant development on these cars. Gordon, Nigel Bennett told me they do 110 days of wind tunnel work per year with this car, with their cars. Next year's car is already being built by the boys in Poole, such as Penske's organization.
So Emerson Fittipaldi works his way on the final lap. It'll be 2 years in a row for Emerson Fittipaldi, now the new master of the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. But perhaps even more important is he will pick up the 20 laps for the win of the race and a point for leading the most laps. And for Penske, you remember last year where his Winston Cup team won, and so did his IndyCar team with Fittipaldi here last year. Looks like another one of those weekends. Rusty Wallace won last night. Here's Fittipaldi going for his 20th career win. Fittipaldi a full 16 seconds ahead of Robbie Gordon last time across the line, and here he comes. Chevrolet, Fittipaldi, a Penske chassis, and Fittipaldi takes the win and closes in on the championship fight. The fight for the PPG Cup is not over.
At the moment is Nigel Mansell. You see him on the outside there, round the outside of Davy Jones, I believe. However, he's trying to get by the leader. That will only put him on the same lap. So Mansell is in an uphill battle and a struggle right now.
Emerson Fittipaldi on the final lap of the run. Al Unser Jr. No chance whatsoever. I'm sure were we able to talk to him, he would tell you that his Marlboro Penske was incredible and the Elmore engine worked great. It's the job that it's doing now and has done all day. As Emerson Fittipaldi screams for the checker, Nigel Mansell moves to the inside, but he's still a lap behind the lead, and Al Unser Jr. will come across the line in 2nd place.
So there is Fittipaldi acknowledging the victory.
Nervous, the guy who's obviously trying to snag that 2nd place away from Emerson Fittipaldi, but again they're coming to heavy traffic too, and it's going to be difficult.
They're 2 7/10 of a second down as Villeneuve slashes to the inside, tries to get himself some room under Fittipaldi.
Villeneuve has some new vigor in him after that
pit stop.
Caution, yes.
Old Lions and young Lions right here. Cheever stays well in front. And now the 197 marker is on the board. A.J. Foyt.
Wow, and they're coming up on lap traffic there.
That's Cheever going back. Eddie Cheever is not going to make the distance. Fittipaldi's going to first. Villeneuve into second. Cheever sliding back at 198.
Oh, wow.
Do you believe it? And it's a battle for the lead.
2 laps to go, 1 lap to go.
Getting down to the final moment. This is it, like Phoenix, but even closer. Fittipaldi in front, Villeneuve in second. Closing ground.
Wow.
Coming down, checkers are out. Give it to Fittipaldi. Emerson's 22nd IndyCar win is another surprise as Cheever runs out of fuel a mile and a half from home. We'll be back to meet the winner as Eddie Cheever crawls to a halt at Nazareth.